10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Good afternoon. I'm Nick Foster with Good Day UNA News. The leaves are changing and the temperature is dropping. That must mean that Halloween is just around the corner. The city of Florence will be celebrating by welcoming back the annual Haunted History of the Shoals Ghost Walk Tour. Due to the coronavirus pandemic, the Ghost Walk has been postponed since 2019, but this year will bring lots of excitement as the tour guide takes guests through some of the most haunted locations in Florence. The tour guide, Deborah Glass, will guide guests throughout the haunted history of downtown Florence, telling tales of Trowbridges, Regions Bank, as well as an old Civil War hospital. The True Ghost Stories of the Shoals, Volumes 1 and 2, is available to purchase after the tour as well as online, and custom Ghost Walk t-shirts will be sold as well.
Good afternoon, I'm DeWarren Garner with Good Day UNA News. Alabama's Governor Kay Ivey visited the Shoals Theater on September 30th, where she addressed the state of Alabama at the second annual Evening for Progress. This event was presented by the Shoals Chamber of Commerce. President of the Shoals Chamber of Commerce, Caitlin Holland, opened the Evening for Progress with a reflection of the year. Followed by this was a prayer for the Shoals community. After a brief introduction, Governor Ivey took the stage for 20 minutes. She used the time to speak on unemployment and COVID-19. She also addressed the backlash she has received on her plan to use $400 million out of a COVID-19 relief bill to aid in updating prison infrastructure. Ivey said, "What we are currently faced with is based upon decades on decades of neglect, and it's up to us right now to right this wrong." She added that while the politically popular thing to do is just bury your head in the sand and hope the problem just solves itself, it just will not work. Ivey concluded her speech by encouraging Alabamians to look into the vaccination and consider getting the vaccine, and before exiting the stage, she ended with one final comment: "We should not need an overarching mandate to get us to do the right thing."
The Case Cares food drive is currently ongoing on the UNA campus. Beginning on October 1st and having ended on October 31st, students have been able to donate non-perishable foods to the UNA pantry to help students in need. Prizes will be given away to 3 randomly selected participants who donated. To enter, go to the donation box at 601 Kramer Way, room 217, scan the QR code, and write your name on one of the donated items. UNA Pantry is hoping to continue their constant support of the UNA student body and to assist in any and all needs of its students struggling and needing assistance.
Looking for a delicious way to donate to cancer research? The Black Lioness Alliance is hosting a fundraiser called Cupcakes for Your Cure, which runs through October 28th. The cupcakes will be made from Publix and will be delivered to campus. They are $1 each and will go towards the Susan G. Komen Foundation. It is Rachel Winston's joy to sponsor these fundraisers. Dr. Rachel Winston is the head of the Black Lioness Alliance. There are several different fundraisers that the Black Lioness Alliance sponsors. Out of the several things that they sponsor, Cupcakes for Your Cure is one event that they sponsor annually. This will be the second year that they have sponsored this event. Another member of the Black Lioness Alliance, Aaliyah McCary, shares her thoughts on Cupcakes for a Cure.
And the Cupcake from the Cure came because Black women are affected by breast cancer. Black women would die from breast cancer before any other race. And so basically, Cupcake for a Cure is raising money for awareness that can go to Black women in surviving breast cancer. Since it's a club by Black women, we wanted to make sure that it can be one of us and just help Black women that's fighting breast cancer right now.
The Black Lioness Alliance encourages you to donate to their cause so they can continue to have events around campus as well as around Florence locally. For more information, you can visit their Instagram page, BLA_OFUNA.
Former UNA student, successful songwriter, and now UNA professor John Paul White has begun his first semester teaching in the Entertainment Industry Department. White stated that UNA, especially the Department of Entertainment Industry, has undergone vast improvements over the 25 years he's been away from the university. As he was moving through what was then the Commercial Music Department, he recalls a small recording room and a single 8-track recorder. Now the university sports both a project studio and a full-fledged recording studio with multiple isolation booths. According to White, the credit goes to Dr. Garth Frerick, the department head, and Jana Malone for such a great expansion of that department. And although it really wasn't his idea, White also has an endowed scholarship in his name to support student songwriters. The scholarship got its start when White performed a multitude of shows at Norton Auditorium, funneling the proceeds into the formation of the scholarship. He said he is very proud of the scholarship and has been told by some recipients that it has helped them afford college that they otherwise would not have been able to pay for.
Muscle Shoals is gearing up for the second annual Muscle Shoals Songwriters Festival to be hosted on November 5th and 6th. This year, the festival is being hosted by Marriott Shoals and will feature nearly 100 songwriters and over 30 shows across multiple venues in the Shoals area. Featured guests include John Paul White, the LeBlanc family, Walker Hayes, and more. Good Day UNA's Nick Foster spoke with the festival's founder, Lillian Glanton, about the upcoming event. Let's take a look.
Hey there, I'm Lillian Glanton, and I'm the founder of the Muscle Shoals Songwriters Festival. And the cool thing about a Songwriters Festival is that people, for one, the audience are diehard music lovers, but two, they want to hear the story behind the song and they want to hear your original music, which as an artist just starting out in the music business, you might be at a gig playing a Miranda Lambert song or Shania Twain song or something of that nature. But when I went to songwriters festivals, I got to play my original music and people actually listened and paid attention. So I was playing all of these songwriters festivals in Nashville and Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and I'd come back home to Muscle Shoals, which is essentially the hit recording capital of the world. We have so much rich music history here. And I realized we had one thing missing, and that was a songwriters festival. So in 2018, I had the idea for the festival and I totally went to work. I was a broke college kid who had no idea how I was going to start this crazy music festival. And it was going to be really small. It was going to be one night. It was going to be a few of my buddies that I called from Nashville that have written some of the biggest hits in country music. And they were going to come and perform and I was going to pay them anything that I could. But then as I started the social media and I started the website, people really started to become interested and wanted to learn more about the festival and wanted to perform in the festival. In our first year, we had over 100 performers and 1,000 attendees. And then 2020 came. And that was a real bummer. And I've gotten a lot of questions over this past year of how hard it was to postpone a festival. And from my point of view, it's harder to postpone a music festival than it is to have a music festival because you're under contract, you've got so many people dependent on. You know, I had people that had bought plane tickets, that had hotel rooms that they couldn't get their money back on. I mean, it was a terrible, terrible time. And it just broke my heart because it was the one thing that I loved to do. And for almost, 2 years, we were unable to have it. But we are back in business with the Muscle Shoals Songwriters Festival 2021. It will be November 5th and 6th, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. This year, we have over 40 Grammy Award-winning hit songwriters performing, including Walker Hayes, who is viral on TikTok right now for his song Fancy Like. It got over 30 million views on TikTok. We've got John Paul White, who is a local Florence, Alabama native. He's coming to the festival. He's actually doing a Sing-A-Lot Records showcase, which Sing-A-Lot Records is a record label that he started about 7 years ago, and it's here in Florence. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And we have songwriters who have written songs for the biggest names in music, including Chris Stapleton, Pink, Alicia Keys, Camila Cabello, Blake Shelton. It's not just country music. It's a mixture of people that have written songs for some of the biggest names in music in general. If you have not been to Muscle Shoals or if you have not been to a songwriters festival, this festival will change your life.
Tickets for the festival are available now with payment plans and UNA student discounts available. You can purchase your tickets as well as view the full festival schedule at mssongfest.com.
With the world continuing to be affected by climate and environmental changes, one coastal isle in the northern Atlantic is hit with a new reactivation of a previously inactive volcano. The Cumbre Vieja, a volcano in La Palma, Spain, erupted in September earlier this year due to an earthquake swarm. The swarm happened almost a week out from the first eruption on September 19th and was the only volcanic activity since 1971. Due to fissures in the volcano, the eruption caused lava to flow and ash to be thrown in the air, causing thousands to flee their homes. The volcano continues to erupt throughout this month and has caused sulfur dioxide emissions carried by smoke plumes on October 8th in the Caribbean, and October 12th in Spain, Portugal, and Northern Africa. Steam plumes producing hydrochloric acid have been dissipated by wind and have not affected the locals. Unfortunately, this is said to likely continue for a number of days before any major settling of the volcano. Luckily, there have been no reported deaths or injuries at this time. As it continues to erupt, locals on the Isle push to continue their daily lives while facing both worries of COVID-19 and the Cumbre Vieja.
The body of missing Florida woman Gabby Petito was found in Bridger-Teton National Forest in Wyoming on September 21st. Petito was last seen and heard going on a hiking trip with her boyfriend, Brian Laundrie. Laundrie had been missing since September 17th, which is shortly after he returned from his hiking trip without Gabby. Authorities turned up the heat of the investigation in order to find Laundrie and question him, even having signaled the famous bounty hunter Dog to join the authorities in hope of finding Brian Laundrie. The autopsy report by the coroner determined that the remains found were indeed Gabby Petito's. The cause of death determined was death by strangulation. The body was examined by a forensic pathologist and anthropologist and consisted of a CT scan and toxicology analysis. It was determined that the body had been dead for about 3 to 4 weeks, causing the exact time of death to be undeterminable. The Petitos were able to rest the remains in a funeral to the late YouTuber on September 26 in Holbrook, New York. However, shockingly on October 21st, skeletal remains were found in Florida's Carlton Reserve, which was considered to be underwater before a search could be implemented. The remains were found next to a backpack and notebook said to be Brian's. After a comparison with the dental records, the FBI confirmed the remains to be that of the person of interest, Brian Laundrie. An ongoing investigation is still underway, while many are still asking what happened.
17 missionaries, including 5 children, were kidnapped in Haiti on Saturday, October 16th. The Haitian government suspects the 400 Mawozo gang is responsible for multiple kidnappings around the intersections of Carrefour-Bowen and La Tremblay 17. Earlier that same day, 2 French priests were abducted, bringing the total number of missing persons to 19. The U.S. Embassy in Haiti is working closely with a special group of Americans in the country to locate where the missionaries were taken. Christian Aid Ministries, an Ohio-based faith group which sponsored the trip overseas, released a statement on Saturday confirming their missionaries had been abducted while in Haiti, saying, quote, "We request urgent prayer for the group of Christian Aid Ministries workers who were abducted while on a trip to visit an orphanage on Saturday, October 16th. We are seeking God's direction for a resolution, and authorities are seeking ways to help." The 400 Mawozo gang is also suspected of kidnapping 5 priests and 2 nuns earlier this year. Gang violence in Haiti has been rising rapidly since the assassination of the country's president Jovenel Moise on July 7th of this year, as well as the massive 7.2 magnitude earthquake that rocked the country in August, resulting in over 2,200 casualties. With Good Day UNA, I've been Nick Foster with my partner DeJuan Garner. Roar Lions, and thank you for watching.